designing you, designing your brand, designing your company, designing anything that you put your hands to. There is a success strategy for designing exactly what's going to take you into your next level of success. Everybody say design.
Design.
So we're talking about design, and when you're talking about design, we're now getting into the area of molding. We're talking about molding you, molding your brand, molding your book, molding whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So when you talk about design, we've dealt with the who you are, we dealt with the why you exist. Now molding begins to deal with the what. We're dealing with the what. Meaning, what are you? How do you manifest or materialize in a tangible form to the world? And previously, when we talked about defining, we looked at how your giftings will materialize. We looked at how your purpose statement exposes some of who you are, and it comes out in various short shapes and forms and fashions like books, coaching, teaching, television show. Do you recall that? All right. So we're talking about molding. So how do you manifest? How do you materialize to the world? We know who you are, and now we know about your why. It's time to define what your who looks like as a product or service that you are uniquely and creatively and giftedly endowed to supply or to provide, to solve a problem or serve around the world. So we're talking about the what. Say what?
What?
So when you're talking about what, you are the what. So when you talk about what, we're now getting off to self-development. Say self-development.
Self-development.
You can know your gifts, you can know your core values, you can know your why, you can know your who. But all of that remains at the same level unless you start molding what you have defined. We talked about mentors, and that was leading into this whole self-development or molding process. So in order to effectively design, we have to begin with getting you to your maximum potential so that you are potent, you are practical, and you are plentiful in what you do. So designing begins with designing you and making you better. Oftentimes we're focused on the product or the book that we're writing or the business that we're trying to start, but that business or book or product will not be any better than who you are inside.
Wow.
And so the better you become, the better your product, the better your service, the better what you offer to the world by improving yourself. So we're looking at designing you to be practical, potent, and plentiful. So let's begin to look at that. By being practical, you position yourself and your product and your service to become digestible, usable, and needed to your audience. People must feel like they can benefit, they can comprehend, they can understand you. Like you know, they can apply you or your product, or they see the usability. You can't be confusing. You can't be so many different things that you're undefinable. Does that make sense? So you have to fit in some industry, some audience where individuals see and feel and sense a need for your what. They have to know you're something that I need. Your product is something that I need, and why they need your product. That's practical. By potent, not only are you needed, but your what has to have impact. So by impact, we mean that what you offer moves people to change, grow, or succeed further along their path of their goals or their happiness in life. You must have impact or influence. Why put out a product that has no impact?